random innkeeper here, and today I'm making KNEDLO VEPŘO ZELO. Welcome to another episode of Light Summer Recipes with Random Innkeeper. For this recipe you will need flour, coarse flour, sugar, milk, vinegar, salt and pepper, lard, pork neck, sauerkraut, garlic, potato, yeast, bacon, onion, egg, bread roll and caraway. Starting off with pork. Peel and cut 4 onions to a large dice. Peel 4 cloves of garlic as well and finely chop them, or use garlic crusher. It's good to have nice chunk of pork neck, about 1 kilo. This cut has a perfect amount of fat in it and it's ideal for roasting as it remains beautifully juicy. Rub your crushed garlic all over the meat. Then add heaped teaspoon of crushed caraway seeds, quite a lot of salt and pepper, and give the neck a proper massage to allow spice really got into the flesh. Place a bit of lard into a pan or a roasting tray along with the onions. Nestle the meat on top and add a glass of water. Place in the oven preheated to 160 degrees Celsius for 2 hours, or until meat is tender, depending on the size of the meat. When done, remove the meat and keep it somewhere warm to rest. Place the onions on the stove and reduce to all the residual liquid evaporated, and you are left only with fat and onions. Eventually, scrape any dark bits and pieces from the pan. That will dissolve and give your gravy amazing flavor and nice dark color. Add 1 tablespoon of flour and fry briefly for a minute. Be careful not to burn the flour. Then pour in 400 ml of water and mix well. Bring to a boil and reduce the heat. Cook for 20 minutes. You see how the gravy changed color. Adjust the flavor with salt and pepper, then strain and keep your gravy warm as well. Slice the meat to portions. Look how juicy that one is. Next up, dumplings. I have seen many recipes for a classic Czech bread roll dumplings, but this is how it's made properly, old school. Cut up the bread roll to 1 cm cubes. If you can't find this type of bread roll, use regular white sandwich bread. 50 grams of crusts will do. Just make sure they are about 3 days old, not dried, but just stale. In a bowl, combine half a kilo of coarse flour and 2 pinches of salt and mix. Crack in 1 egg and pour 1/4 of a liter lukewarm milk. Add pinch of sugar and lightly whisk with fork. Crumble 10 grams of fresh yeast and leave for 5 minutes. As you can see, nothing much happened, but it's important to wake up the yeast. Then work out light but compact dough. It will stick from the beginning, but after a minute it should be fine. Try to avoid adding extra flour. Add your bread roll and incorporate it into the dough. Then leave it in a warm place for 30 minutes to rise. After half an hour, roll out the dough into a lock. This amount is for 2 dumplings, so half the lock and shape 2 smaller locks. They may seem a bit thin now, but they will puff up once we are cooking them, so bear that in mind. Use large pan or a deep baking tray aside it and bring the water up to the boil. Season with salt. Place your dumplings, cook for exactly 18 minutes, turning them halfway through. Take them on a plate and immediately prick with a long fork or use anything sharp like a skewer. This will keep your dumplings fluffy. To finish it, brush all over with melted lard to prevent from drying and creating a hard skin. Slice the dumplings and enjoy the beautiful mosaic picture of airy dough and bread roll. These dumplings are ideal for mopping up all the gravy and many Czech sauces. Last but not least, let's make a cabbage. Peel and finely slice 2 onions. Cut the bacon finely as well. You can definitely use thick cut bacon or a whole piece and cube it. I'm using smoked and baked bacon slices, which I prefer either for taste and texture. Peel and finely grate raw potato. Take your sauerkraut, which is fermented cabbage, and squeeze as much liquid out of it as you can. Feed preserved liquid and slice through the cabbage a few times as you won't have any long stripes of cabbage. In a pan, heat up lard and add the onion. Fry until translucent and add bacon. Keep frying until it just starts to brown and add 3 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of crushed caraway seeds. Then fry until golden brown. Add sauerkraut, mix, and pour reserved fermented juices from the sauerkraut. Cover and braise for 20 minutes until soft. After that, mix in shredded potato to thicken it up and cook uncovered for further 6 minutes, stirring frequently. Correct the seasoning with salt and pepper and adjust the sourness and sweetness with more sugar and vinegar if needed. I'm going for 3 slices of dumplings per portion. Add a nice pile of cabbage and crown the dish with a slice of pork. To finish it off, spoon over some of that gorgeous garlicky sauce, and some people don't like it, but if you want, spoon some gravy over the dumplings too. Make it nice. This dish in particular, although its origin goes not that back to early 20th century, is the national dish of Czechia. To enjoy it properly and make a full Czech experience, serve with a cold Czech, I repeat, Czech beer. I thank you for watching and see you soon.
Ministerstvo zdravotnictví varuje, na tomto pokrmu může vzniknout závislost.